Another tool that I might use, it's ChatGPT. Okay, you go here, you put chat.openai.com, and this is ChatGPT. I guess you have already heard about it. If not, I recommend you that you investigate a little bit. It's this AI that helps you, and that most people just ask dummy questions, but here I will use it sometimes. You might see me using it to when I'm lost or I don't know, like some syntax or something. I use better. ChatGPT is a better solution, in my opinion, than Google. Okay, for example, how to set up firebase functions in my machine. This is what I'm going to do now, and do it. Feel free to do it. You install Node.js. We already did this. Install and now we will start doing all the steps that ChatGPT tells us. To be honest, this tool is magic. It's something, well, you will see. You will see and you will get your own conclusion. So first step, it's already done. Second step, install Firebase CLI. So follow what it tells you. Copy code, go to your terminal, and go to your terminal. Paste that and click enter, and you will get the installation of the latest version of the Firebase tools. These are the tools that we need in order to create all the backend and all of that. Okay, then step 2, I'll pause the video until this is done. Might take a few minutes. Okay, now it's installed. Great. Second point, if you see something like this, it means that it was successfully installed. Step 3, log into Firebase. So now we go to the terminal and rewrite this. Once you have installed, you need to log into your Firebase account. To do so, run the following command. Okay, so we come here. Right, so we write down Firebase login and we click enter. Here, allowed this to collect information. No. And with your navigator, you will see that a screen like this appears, and you have to select your account. Okay, you click on your Google account. I'm putting this in black so that to hide my Gmail, but your Gmail will appear. You click, and then this screen will appear. Click on allow. Okay, right below at the right, allow. And finally, you will see something like this, Firebase CLI login successful. Okay, and the email that you were logged in successfully with. If you try to do again, Firebase login, you will say that you are already logged in as the user. Great. Fourth step. Create a Firebase project. If you haven't already, create a Firebase project. Make sure to select the Firebase project. Okay, Firebase use and the project ID. So we are now in the fourth step. We come here, we select the project ID, project settings, project ID. The second one, remember, second one, and I'll say Firebase use. Okay. From a Firebase project directory. Firebase init. Oh, this is not correct then. Third, Firebase login. There's a step missing. Firebase init functions. It's changed the order. Well, I will go to the fifth step then. Firebase init functions. But that now, now we need to create a folder. Yeah, I understand what it means. We need to create a folder. Okay, I will create a folder called Tinder Udemy English. I will drag this folder inside the Visual Studio Code to open it, or File, Open Folder, and find the folder. Okay, so that here you see the name of the folder on the left, here on the left. And now instead of using this terminal, I'll close it, and I will use the terminal that appears here below. If you don't see this terminal, click in Terminal, New Terminal, and you will see it here below. Okay, this is another terminal, but it's just embedded in the editor. And look at this, because this is important that you are in the folder that you just created inside. Okay, if you are not, then you have to change until the directories until you get to that folder. And once we are here, we will click Firebase init functions, like the 5th step. And now I will be prompted many questions. Are you ready to proceed? Yes. Do you want to use an existing project or create a new project? Did you see I told you that ChatGPT, the version 3, it's only until 2021? It's because it's guiding you through the old process, not the new process. That's a small problem, but we will just follow the questions. It's not very complicated. And we will select use an existing project. You can select it with the arrow of your keyboard. And you click enter. And now the projects that I have available in my Firebase account appear. In my case, I will select Tinder, Udemy, English, which is the one that we are all the time working with. And now several things will occur. Like this will take a few minutes, or no, a few seconds. And I am asked, which language would you like to use, JavaScript or TypeScript? Since this is not a course about programming, I'm not gonna spend much time with this. Just select JavaScript, that is slightly simpler, JavaScript, okay? Do you want to enforce programmable books? Select no. Do you want to install dependencies with npm now? If we select yes. Or we write the Y for yes, and we click enter. Now, yeah, the several installations will start. Might take seconds or maybe minutes. Great. Firebase initialization completed. And here on the left, you should see that several files have been created. A folder called functions, a file called firebase erc, firebase.json. Well, for now, ignore it. Ignore all of this. But if you see all of these folders, files created, it's a good sign. It's a good sign that everything is going correctly. Firebase initialization complete. Let's see which are the further steps according to Firebase serve only functions. Okay. Test your Firebase functions locally. But we're not going to do that because this is to test it locally. 6th step, I will jump. I will ignore it. And deploy. Okay, deploy. That's what we want to do. And to finish, we go to functions. Okay, this folder. We open the folder, clicking. We select index.js. And the line 6, 7, 8, 9, we have to delete these double lines. These are comments. And we can delete also these 3 lines so that your functions look like this. This is a JavaScript function that it's the only thing that will do is say hello from Firebase. Okay? So I do it again. You'll have this. You have to delete these 2 slashes. And you can delete freely the 3rd to 5th line. Once we have this, you must come down to the terminal, and we will do this, Firebase deploy -- only functions. And this is the last step. So I can select it directly. We come back to the terminal, to the Visual Studio terminal. I paste it. I click enter. And this process might take, again, 1, 2, 3 minutes maybe. So I'll pause the video. It took me 2 minutes. And if you see a message saying deploy complete and an URL, that's good news. That's good news. You should see something that says function URL. Select that, Control C, go to the navigator, paste it, and you should see hello from Firebase, which is the message that was defined here. If now I change this and I say hello there, and I make another Firebase deploy git -- only functions, and I click enter, let's see if the message changes or it doesn't change. You should also do this. You should also do this to make sure that you have contact with that. And it's important to note that this URL, it's a URL available in the internet. It's not something that is being rendered in my computer. If you send this to another person, that person will see the same message than you, because this is hosted in the Google Cloud servers. Okay. Okay. I see again the same message, and if I refresh this, look, hello there. So the message changed. You see, hello there, now changed. That means I have control over the backend. If you go back here to the Firebase and you go to functions, you'll see now this should Tinder Udemy English, why it's not updating? 1 second. Well, I was using the OpenAI, but perhaps the best option was to follow their tutorial, clicking here. Get started. Well, I've done exactly the same, right? But you can, if you ever get lost, you can do it through here and install the Firebase tools, which are the tools that let us connect with Firebase, initialize a project of Firebase, and make the deployment. We have already done it. I didn't do it through here. I used as assistant the ChatGPT, but at the end it's the same. The important is this. You should get a table with the hello world name, and hello world, it's the name of the function. You see hello world, that's the function that we just deployed. So if I want to see, for example, data about this function, for example, view logs or detailed usage of the function, I will be redirected to Cloud Functions, and I can see here statistics of usage, memory, if there was any error, or I can see, for example, the logs, which are if I'm logging some data, hello logs, you see, these hello logs from here, it's these hello logs, okay? So I have some control of the backend, but I'm not going to cover this much in detail because it's kind of out of the scope of the course, and I will do only the necessary.